Has Oklahoma gotten better than last year? I mean, the record says yes. The eye test in some capacities, but fans don't feel like it. So we're going to break it down via the numbers. What do the numbers say about Oklahoma so far as we head into the last game of the season compared to last year on both offense and defense? I'm ready to look at it because I think it's a fair moment now. So let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over there at Sleeper. If you haven't checked them out for daily fantasy ball, go on and check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and they're going to hook you up. Match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, they give you $20 just for signing up. Oklahoma this year is now 9-2. And y'all going to hear me keep repeating that over and over and over and over and over and over again. Why? Because we are 9-2, and I think that's something to celebrate. A lot of people didn't think we was going to get here. A lot of people thought that 8-4 was a great reason to be excited about this team going forward. And me, I thought that the floor of this team was truly 10-2. We're now here at the opportunity to finish 10-2. And so, of course, if you were on the live stream on Sunday, the biggest, contention by some of the folks has been why I'm not bashing the offense, saying we need a new quarterback and all of that. And it's mainly because I don't believe that. Now, I do believe that we've got work to do, and I'll explain what that means, but when I dove into the numbers, Oklahoma ain't as bad as I thought they would be. Let's take a look at it. Let's first look at the defensive side of the ball, because I think they deserve the respect, because the offense, truth be told, could use some work. So let's take a gander at what the defense says on the stat side. When you take a gander at it, defense-wise, yeah, it looks like a solid set of statistics. Got to be happy. Defensive point, and these are the raw numbers. The efficiency numbers we'll look at next, because efficiency takes out all of the garbage plays, the bad teams you play against. It, garbage possessions. It's adjusted based upon the opponents and all of that, based on how the opponents played in other games, etc. So you get more of a better feel of how the team is performing. But when you look at the raw numbers for this team, not gonna lie, we've only given up 3,000 yards of total offense this season, where last season we was at 4,100. Not too bad. 280 to 318. Big jump. We have a good chance this year of finishing out giving up less than 300 yards a game. That's a huge jump defensively. Now, I said this at the beginning of the year that statistically this defense should look better than last year, mainly because we needed a competent offense to make it easier on them. The haters are going to like to hear this, but the offense has kind of helped the defense be able to achieve some of this stuff, because you just needed to not have the defense on the field constantly. I think Coop had talked about a stat at the beginning of the year that our defense had spent just about half as many plays on the field as they did in 2024 up until the Texas game or something. It was crazy. We weren't playing much defense. We did a good job of having their bodies rested and ready to go for the deep gauntlet that we went through, because we actually played pretty solid offense. And I'll talk about Mateer. Don't worry. We'll have some Mateer stuff coming here at the end, so stick around if you really want to hear me get in and go in on him. But looking at the raw numbers here, we've only given up 2,100 passing yards compared to 26, right? The completion, yards per completion are about the same or whatnot. Total yards per player are about the same. Rushing yards, 892 rushing yards compared to 1,400 last year. So run defense, we're about the same. Not too bad. 8 passing touchdowns to 17. We've gotten 8 picks. We had 9 last year. So we are catching up. And honestly, it's funny because we've basically gotten this just about in the last few weeks to get us to this point. Can't beat that. And we've only given up 6 rushing touchdowns to 11 last year. 110 tackles for loss so far with 1 game left in the regular season to 96 all of last year. This defense has played nails, lights out, amazing stuff. Let's look at the efficiency side though, because I think to me the efficiency side really tells you really how well this team has played, and we're on par of last year with a lot of big improvements. Now, pass-wise, we've kind of taken a slight step back in pass rank on the beta rank. The explosive plays, we've kind of given up some, but drive rank, We're not allowing too many drives. Our defensive scores are higher, 7-4 on efficiency. In certain things, it's crazy to see. SP Plus defensive rank has it as number 3. Defensive efficiency rank around 4. And I'll use different metrics and how they put these together, but overall, we're doing great. And I think the one thing that's big here, this is where the offense has participated to help the defense. Defensive position start. We're number 1 in the country. They start struggle spots. We make them work for everything. Isn't that what y'all wanted? Isn't that what was going to get y'all excited? Y'all told me we do that, we was going to be good. The way we're looking at it, it appears that this defense is even better. Third down rank, 9-39. Red zone at 36 versus 60. So that red zone, that defense has collapsed heavily in the red zone. And that, to me, really tells you the performance. So overall, defense is about what it was like, but you see the improvements in the numbers. EPA, 3, 2, and 5 on total, rush, and in pass. Massive improvements there on the expected points added. Defense has stepped up. And I'm going to be honest, I think this defense can carry us to a championship. So the question now is, offense, what does it look like in comparison? Let's jump into it. First, shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. If you have not checked them out for Daily Fantasy Ball, you are missing out. They provide you some of the best odds and options, and they're going to hook you up. $20 just for signing up. Period. No deposit needed. And if you want to, they're going to match your deposit 100% up to $100. So use our promo code UNFAIR. Let's make a pick, right? If you make a pick here, of course, the good thing is you've got options in NFL, NBA. If you go look at Thursday, Jared Goff will take him more on those numbers. I think I'm going to do George Pickens as well. Thanksgiving, baby. Give me some George Pickens. I think he's going to actually show out in that game. I don't know why, but, never hurts. But will Mahomes throw for half a yard? He's your free pick for the week. Take him. Jahmyr Gibbs, he should run over Green Bay. Derrick Henry. Yeah, I think he's going to run. He's going to score a touchdown against Cincinnati. I don't think Cincinnati's all that great. I don't think Jamar Chase scores, though. Pick 2 or more players, more or less on the stats, and as you see me add people, those numbers start to go up. 42 times the money. Turn your game days into paydays. So check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to match your first deposit 100% up to $100, plus give you $20 just for checking them out. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleepers terms of use for details. Let's jump right into this offensive side of it, which I was here for, right? Y'all wondering if John Mateer has been better for this team than what we had in our passing game. I'll tell you this. To start this off, John Mateer has thrown for just about as many yards as both of our quarterbacks did last year combined. He's at 2260 this year. That includes an injury and a game he did not play, which probably went up. And our quarterbacks last year combined, Jackson Arnold as well as Michael Hawkins, threw for 2286. Yeah, statistically, he's put a little bit more. Now, he's thrown one more interception combined to them throwing for 6 with Bauer Sharp included in there. Statistically, Mateer has gone better. 62% completion percentage, which is roughly 63% is what we threw last year if you combine every player. He's about on par in that capacity. He needs to get better at his vision. We all know that. The question is still asked, though. What do the numbers say? So I'm going to pull up what our offensive numbers look like last year in comparison. Let me get that pulled up. These are what the offensive numbers look like. Just standard numbers. Our offense has scored 300 points this season. So far, we scored 312 all of last year. That includes bowl games, just FYI. So we're averaging about 27 to 24. And truth be told, what we said coming into this season was, if the offense can be just competent enough, we'd win 8, 9, 10 games. Here we are. Now, I know we want more. That's who we are. Ain't a moment about us as a fan base that we think that this is enough. We want more at all times. And the bigger feeling here is you don't want to waste this really good defense. So I get that. But what we're seeing here is statistically we're pushing up. Now we're just about 4 yards per game more than last year. We've given up half the sacks we did last season, 24 so far this year to 50. And I think that's really interesting because one of the big things we were concerned about this year was like we had been giving up a bunch of sacks for the most part. But what's funny when you look at that, that was earlier in the season and it's dropped down. I think it was going up against the South Carolina game. We was roughly at about 20 or something close to that. It's been 10 times better since. 24 for the season is what we have allowed compared to 50 last year. 60 tackles for loss compared to 100 last year. We fumbled 10 less. We've got 17 touchdowns on a run, which is about the same. And overall passing 221 yards per game to 175. We have dropped in the run game. So yeah, that is dipped. And our yards per attempt isn't as great in the pass game. But Brent Venables kind of made that point a little bit in his presser earlier that he goes and talks to Ben Arbuckle and them, and they talk about strategizing in the game. So there's a lot more complimentary ball talked about in there between those two. So I think that's the reason why you don't see a lot of airing out. But we do better in explosive stuff. We're number one in red zone, 84 last year. Last year, we weren't really scoring in the red zone. This year, we're 100% in the red zone. We get a field goal or a touchdown every single time. Can't beat that. It's 100%. That is big. 84 last year, we were ranked. This year, we're number one at 100%. Can't complain, right? We've passed for more yards last year so far than the year before. Passed for more yards this year than we did last at 244. That includes Hawkins' numbers this year. This one includes Hawkins and Arnold and everybody else. So the numbers are telling us we're better. Now let's look at the efficiency-wise. This is where I think y'all need to calm it down. Look at that. Efficiency-wise, Oklahoma looks much better. Not just huge in jumps, but better. See all these hundreds over here? Possession efficiency, yards per play rank, drive success. A lot of hundreds and 90s. You still see some over here. Net yards ain't the best. You still got some work to do. Your offensive efficiency is at 45. Run rank 49. Pass rank 49. Run rank 73. You haven't really run that great. But I think the one thing we see here, though, is this side on the right looks a lot better than it does on the left. Didn't say that it was perfect. Didn't say we're light years ahead. I just said it was better. I said that we're more competent in comparison. That is really it. Now, we do need to do some work. Please believe. I heard Teddy Lehman and Gabe talking about over there on the Oklahoma Breakdown that we need to go ahead and take the RPO and fire it into the sky. Fire it into the sun. Get rid of it. I do not disagree with them whatsoever. But guess what? It ain't happening. Unfortunately, it's not. It's the foundation of the O and the way the O works, especially with the personnel that we have. I feel like in practice, they're seeing something that, of course, we're not seeing, and they're recognizing it. Now, it sounds like we got another running back coming back in Taylor Tatum. Shout out to Brent Venables on that. But if I'm being honest, the biggest thing with Mateer and this O is Ben Arbuckle needs to stop letting that dude make his decisions. Just pick one and go. Now, you get a little bit more predictive, but I think we're physical enough to handle that. So do it. Just do it. If you do it, you're good. So overall, what we need out of this O is continued throws to Isaiah Satania, who's on pace to get close to 1,000 yards this season, if not 1,000 yards. He's right there. He's at like 800 and some yards, and all he needs is about 150 yards, and he is at 1,000. And it's a possibility. we can do it. I need John to focus his mind on understanding when to make choices like this, in which he did some good, he did some bad, he missed some, which all quarterbacks do. They miss some. NFL guys miss some. Great to miss some. I just need John to be better at it overall. So the question was asked, are we better? Are we worse? I think we're better a little bit. We're just enough better. We're just competent enough to keep winning these games. And y'all keep telling me, can't keep doing it that way. Why not? Ain't nobody stopped it yet. As we get healthier, I anticipate this offense to look a lot better down the stretch. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of y'all won't agree, and it's okay. We don't have to agree. But I just laid out everything for you, and I'm going to let you make the determination on your own. So I appreciate y'all pulling up. All right. We'll be prepping for, polls should be dropping. So we'll have a video ready for that probably a little bit afterwards. So keep your eyes open. I got to run to the store. So keep your eyes going out there. So shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. Check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR and they're going to hook you up. Match your first deposit 100% up to $100 plus give you $20. We'll chop it up soon. Peace.